Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today on the No Hope Estate, we're going to be going to another boss. This one might be a little rough, knowing how the Sonorous Prophet works, but we will be going to the Sonorous Prophet and trying him out. Now, due to his mechanics, I think this might actually be one of the rougher bosses we run into in the vanilla games. We're going to go in with a slightly higher dodge team, see how this works, except for one hero who has a lot of health and a little bit of riposte, and she'll also have protection, so I'm hoping that kind of evens things out for her. But the team for this is going to be Ghost, the Vessel, with 25 dodge before anything happens. If he gets afflicted, he gets even more dodge, so hopefully he'll be safe. Piercing Slash is what I'm going to be hoping to use a lot. I'm moving him back by 1. It does more damage. The armor piercing isn't really going to come into play unless I run into anything that has protection. Otherwise, we'll be doing Nail Strike to move forward, slightly higher crit rate, or Crippling Lunge to move forward. Once again, higher damage modifier, bypassing guard, moving him forward by 2, so it's only usable in ranks 3 or 4, and lowering dodge, which might be important here. For our trinkets, we have the Mark of Pride, which we got in the last thing by fighting the Dormer Lake, plus 15 accuracy, 10% damage, and 4 crit for all melee skills. All the skills we're using today are considered melee skills, so that's a huge bonus. We also have the Wayward Compass, which gives us a just blanket 2 crit, and 15% scouting chance, just so we can find things easier and not get surprised on the way there. We're then going to have Hush, the Uncrowned, opening up usually with Ambush, just because that is a higher damage move, and then depending upon what I need to do, either Hemorrhage to up damage received, getting a combo point, or Poison Knife to blight anything in rank 2, 3, or 4, doing extra damage versus anything that's bladed, and making his next attack blight. If I can finish anything off with combo points after that, we have Everscrate just to do a bunch of extra damage, plus 4 damage per combo point spent, and Ignoring Guard, also Armor Piercing, or Fan of Knives for an AoE, doing extra damage versus anything lower on HP, and extra damage per combo point spent. These can also do Blight if I do Poison Knife first. Now we have the vicious little combo we have with Hush with the trinkets. So Zanzil's Altered Mixture, plus 25 Blight amount per combo point. He can have up to 4 combo points, so that's 100% extra Blight amount. And on range attack hit, which is either Poison Knife or Fan of Knives. I don't think any of his opening moves. No, none of his opening moves count as range attacks, so just those 2 skills. On range attack hit, all other enemies 2 for 3 blight, but that does stack with his plus blight amount per combo point, so that can get up to a 4 for 3 blight. It's kind of nasty. And then we have the Bloodlust Brooch. So minus accuracy, or minus speed on the first round, but plus 5 accuracy, and then Hemorrhage and Poison Knife will give him 4 combo on any hit versus anything that is poisoned, versus anything that is blighted or bleeding. So if we use Poison Knife once, blight something, hit it again with Poison Knife, well, he's got 4 combo points. Or if something else, blights or bleeds, which could be a really good combo, then we just keep hammering away with Poison Knife until we need to Everscrate, which will, with the plus 100% blight amount per combo point, is going to be a lot of blight. We then have Yugi, the Oni, who's going to be a little bit tanky, so she doesn't have much dodge there, but she does have 34 health with 20% protection because of the trinkets we have on her. We have Mountain Breaker to hit anything in row 3, otherwise inexorable advance to mark her, so she will be the main target of things. And then we have Obliterate, so she does extra damage well marked and extra accuracy. Those bonuses also apply to Riposte. She'll be constantly Riposte because of Ibaraki Inro. Riposte also do more crit, and then because of the Stone Clam Shell Shield, plus protection on being hit, knock back the enemy, also lowering crit and accuracy. And then finally, to finish things off, just because I didn't know really who else to use, who would be a really good one to use in rank 4, kind of debated a little bit, but I ended up on Vetra here, our Tempest. So we're mainly going to be using Phaser here. That shuffles the opponent, minuses the speed by 6, minuses their crit by 8%. So pretty nice little debuff there. That's going to be the main attack. We have High Voltage if she gets shuffled into rows 1 or 2. We have Amplify, so critical multiplier on all of the other people here. Activates a riposte for the entire battle. And then if need be, we do have Shock Coma. Now, I know the tooltip says it heals, but it actually does not. However, it will still stun the target that I have in my party. So I still stun my own party. And it will give them 2 blocks to not make them take 2 points of damage that they would otherwise take. So I originally was going to use a different trinket here, but then I realized that we're not going to be using the High Voltage, so that or at least not very often, so change things around. So we're going to be using the Poison Skull, so she does more damage versus anything that's bladed, she does more crit versus anything that's bladed, and more importantly, on attack hit, she will blight, because she is slightly faster than Hush, so she should be going more often than not faster than him. It's only a 1 point difference, so Hush has a chance to go faster. And then so when she does, Phaser hits, then he can Poison Knife, and then he gets those combo points even faster. Otherwise, we have the phase space diagram. It does lower her dodge, but she gets plus scouting chance, move chance, and debuff chance, which I think is a little bit more important than just throwing on a little bit more scouting, especially because we have scouting on the Wayward Compass, and a little bit more trap disarm, which we have a lot of already. So let's go, let's figure this out. Maybe we get through it, maybe we don't. If we do, we get the protective color, which I see some opportunities for. A lot of food, shovels. I believe he can actually blight us.
Excavations beneath the manor were well underway when a particularly ragged indigent arrived in the hamlet. This filthy, toothless miscreant boasted an uncanny knowledge of my ambitions and prognosticated publicly that, left unchecked, I would soon unleash doom upon the world. The echoes of his...
Alright, well, we obviously know where he is, and there's a secret room already. This is, gonna be fun. So grab the torch, medicinal herb this. Probably should have kept a few just for the boss fight, because he can debuff us, but whatever. Alright, so if I can get that flawed observer down first, that would be amazing. Piercing slash, let's go bone torture.
Eradicated.
Phaser for the observer, hopefully shuffling it forward. There we go.
A time to perform beyond.
Passing that, hopefully it doesn't stress her out. Ambush on observer once again, just because I do not want the quirk or the buffs it can do. And then we're going to advance just to get the mark on Yugi. That way she does more damage with her other two attacks. We get the riposte due to the Ibaraki Inro. Phaser takes out Bone Rabble.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope.
Gonna pass again. Just don't want to move there. Then Poison Dagger, Courier. Blighted for 5, 7 health left, and it's down.
Them all.
Ooh, lots of trinkets.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
So we're going to burn the torch, just get that space back. Got the Condemn's Hood, which is amazing. Very rare trinket, as it says. We get a plus bleed resistance, plus bleed amount, which 34% on both of those is awesome. The only bad thing there is death blow resistance down, but with how we're playing, that can be good or bad. And then obviously trading out the Citrine for the Onyx. Then the weighted chains for the Estrange was something I had wanted before, so that's great to have. Plus 15% damage, minus 15% or 10 dodge. Vetra has more stress, so we're going to disarm the trap on her. We got more than enough keys here, so we're going to use a skeleton key on the cabinet. Taking what I can. I definitely want the heirlooms here. I definitely want these trinkets. I do want the emeralds. My thing is... So the bandages are just there for me because some of the enemies on the way there can bleed us. So those are the things that could realistically go. Torching. Gonna use this key that opens up a space.
Glittering
Got 3
gold,
trapezohedrons.
and baubles, paid for in blood.
I know I want these. Let's get rid of the gold stack. I'm gonna get rid of some of the torches. I think I can get far enough with torches, then camp, and we'll be fine. I know I always bring too much torches and I spend too much money on it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry with the creeping mists. Just for my own sanity. I'm gonna do that. We got the bank. That's fine. I want to somehow, like, tell myself, yeah, we can take the gold, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to grab these curios, then go up. Going to leave the busts for now, because we realistically don't have room. Hunger check, leaving him. Like I said, going up. We'll come back for this stuff if, we're looking alright after the boss. Alright, so what do we want to do here? Most dangerous things are the torturers, but the Specter can do a lot of stress damage, which we started with some stress, so that's not great. And then the Bone Defender is just the Bone Defender that can stun us. Let's go at the torturers. I'm kind of learning that the stress, unless it comes in big hits, are not going to take us out. Like, it's the least of my worries in this estate. So Bone Torture is down.
Annihilated.
Would a... Let's go for the Obliterate. And then I can get the Bone Specter before it does too much terror to me. I was not expecting him to hit Yugi without the mark, so that's kind of fun. Poison Knife, hit Bone Specter. Blighted for 5, so we need to do 3 damage. Then I can Crippling Lunge and it's gone. Okay, taking what I can, which is nothing. I'm gonna keep what we have in the inventory for emergencies. Is that really default party order? Okay. Sconce, so I can use the torch. Gonna save it for a hot second. There we go. And like I said, I'll come back to all of this later. So, up we go. Believe I can get some stress down, so we're gonna do that on Vetra.
The light.
And we have the Legion. So, let's get the Friar, because he can heal. Passing Vetra's move there. We're going to ambush the Friar. Friar down. Piercing Slash on Cleric Errant. Then we'll obliterate him. I was really hoping to take him down, but 2 health. And then riposte go. Oh, now we got that bleed. And Hush dodged. Alright. So if I do Lacerating Cyclone, I take out the Cleric Errant, I hit another guy. If they're bleeding. Actually, if I just do Ban of Knives, I have 3 combo points as is. So one goes down, the other gets blighted. I didn't see the thing for him to get blighted, but that's fine. 2 blight, 3 health. So the Pilgrim in row 2 has 1 health effectively. The Pilgrim in row 1 does have no health, so we'll just take out row 2. That's our win. Passing. They go down. We do not have anything for bandages. It's a 3 for 3 bleed, which is nasty. And then we'll just leave this stuff. Because this is only worth a gold stack, the worker's wages trinket. There's no trinket stack to, or no trinket slot to put it in. Kind of cool backgrounds here. Hunger check. And right as I'm about to torch, these guys show up, of course. That's how it works. Alright, Cultist Brawler goes down. One in row, one left. Let's see here. Let's Mountain Breaker the Acolyte. Then if I... Yeah, let's phaser it. I was really hoping that'd take it out. A Blight Doves, okay. And then ambush the Cultist Brawler that's left. And they have 3 health. Good dodge, Hush. Okay. Crippling Lunge doesn't work, so Nail Strike. Phaser.
Precision.
Got the crit.
Power.
And Survey says... I can't take anything really there either. Default order.
Is it merely a trick of the light?
Yeah, leave it. This room just reminds me of the Darkest Dungeon, if I'm being honest. Okay, so if there's 4 battles... Hornblade... Adrenaline Rush to up dodge... Brew Poisons, so that's... Okay, 2, 4, 8... I do not have to prevent nighttime ambush, so I'm gambling. Gotcha. Okay. We'll still do it. Actually... If I get a nighttime ambush, it won't last till the boss. We'll go on. Just, do it this way.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Alright, Bone Rabble down. They can actually really hurt if they crit. We're gonna get Courtier up towards us. Passing with you. Mountain Breaker onto other Rabble. Was kind of thinking they would go down, so kind of surprised there. Ambush on Bone Rabble 2, so just the 2 stressors left. Dodged both of that. We're gonna Poison Knife the Bone Specter to get started on her, because that then blights the Courtier, who has 1 health left. Crippling Lunge onto the Specter, because she's faster, I believe. Then Phaser on Courtier, he blights out. Not even sure I can hit him. But there he goes. Okay, cool. Full gold stack there. We'll get more. Default party order. In we go. Alright, animated armor needs to go, so piercing slash. Then phaser on it, it's down, that way it doesn't get its riposte. Pass turn. Ambush can hit the Arbalist. 2 health left. Kinda surprised we dodged that one. Then Mountain Breaker, Bone Soldier.
Executed with impunity.
Just Courtier and the Arbalist left. If we hit Arbalest. Arbalest down. Courtier gets blighted. Then we can phaser. And it blights out. Or we can crippling lunge. I'll take it either way. So what we're going to do here is first default party order. Firewood, take the deed. Feast for the health and the stress, take the bust. Then we're going to hone blade for the plus damage plus crit on Ghost. There was nothing I wanted on Vetra, so warm up on Yugi for the accuracy, the crit, the speed. Then we have 7 left here. So we're going to do Brew Poison for the Blight chance, which I don't think we need, but range skills plus crit, and plus 25% damage while Poison Knife active. And then we're going to Adrenaline Rush for the plus dodge plus speed for 4 battles. That leaves me with 1, which we can do Thistle Tea to heal and de-stress, and I guess we didn't even really need that. And no nighttime ambush. Awesome.
Spirits are lifted.
Alright, so anti-venom on this.
Made clear.
Take the deeds. I'm gonna need the either torches or the shovels for that obstacle when I come back. So we'll do that later. I'll also leave this one just because I might need the medicinal herbs for the boss. If I'm remembering right, I do. I might be remembering wrong though. So let's see if we can't shuffle the Arbalest. Not exactly where I needed it, but we'll deal. Mountain Breaker on him. Lacerating Cyclone takes him out. Bleed Supplicant. And then we can ambush the other Supplicant so it can't be guarded. Very nice crit there. Okay, we might need to anti-venom that. And that. Just so we don't take the 6 damage. We're still going to take some. And if we Fan of Knives, I think we win.
Decisive pummeling.
Okay.
Remind yourself.
Just so Vetra doesn't take damage. Default party order. Taking what we can, which seems to be nothing. So we'll leave all this. And get to the boss. Going to Holy Water on everyone. And I'm tempted to use the food to heal. But we'll just go in.
The madman hides there, behind the pews, spouting.
That is a background, alright. So did he scroll all this stuff? So there's the ancestor. Is that the occultist or is that some other drawing? There it is again, just with the different bottom part. So maybe this is him, or no, this is someone else praying, so that has to be an occult, or a cultist. And then there's some eldritch being, and then days maybe he's been here, and then some other writings. This is really cool. I'm probably missing a lot of stuff here, that's just what I'm getting at a surface glance. They really did a great job here. Like, I love all the backgrounds. Okay, so we're gonna mark Yugi. Do the inexorable advance, that way both Obliterate and Shattering Roar do more. Piercing Slash to try to take out a pew. That way I get more out of this fight. Amplify for the crit and the riposte.
Inspiration.
Ambush. We're gonna hit the next pew. That way I have access to Poison Knife, and I can slowly start whittling away on him. Like so. That's also minus accuracy because he hit Yugi. Poison. Yeah, we'll just Poison Knife the Prophet. Because we can't blight the pews, but that doesn't really matter too much. Obliterate does more than Mountain Breaker. And these don't technically have protection. So, unfortunate, but we'll do what we can against one pew and then just Mountain Breaker the next. And then we do have Shock Coma if we need to, like, not take damage from one of those. But for now, just, Phaser. That's what might blight us, and it actually did. Good thing we dodged, otherwise that could have been a really bad 1-2 combo. With the blight and then the Rubble of Ruin, and then next turn he death blows because the blight. See if we can't get the pew down. Phaser took out pew. Obliterating on the last pew. We have our mark. Anti-venom. And then we're gonna Poison Knife onto the Prophet, blighting him for more. He actually resisted that. Excuse me? Or I thought I saw a resist. That might have been from the block pew. Piercing Slash hit the last pew. It's down just him left. Which might have been a bad idea, but, you know, we'll see. We got 2 reposters, so. Okay, Hush at Death's Door. Vetra almost at Death's Door. We need to end this. Alright, Piercing Slash onto Prophet.
The blood
Obliterate. And on his turn he goes down, but we can just do Phantom Knives.
Did he foresee his own demise? I care not.
Alright.
He remains dead.
So we got the 3 consecrated pews worth 2,500 apiece, so like we're getting out of here with gold. That's for sure. Let's trade out a holy water for that. Trade out the pews for another. Trade out the food for another. And then I can just take the trinkets there. And realistically, if I wanted to go over there, there's not too much more I could take back without throwing other things away. Like, yes, I could get more emeralds, I could get more onyxes, or I could get better gems. Or I could get more heirlooms. But I can't heal too much more with the food, so I have to rely on the dodges because of Death's Door, accuracy and damage down. And yes, once he gets off of it, it's not as bad, but let's not risk it. So, a lot of good stuff there, a lot of good trinkets. 25,000 gold, basically. A lot of heirlooms, which, once again, we did need. Got the Protective Collar, which adds dodge to the Houndmaster, which he can spam dodge up a lot, making him kind of a dodge tank. Hush, Ghost, and Vetra hit level 3. Hush also got Misses the Spot and Bad Humors. Bad Humors is a disease we will be getting rid of. Ghost got Compulsive, so we'll be getting rid of that. And Eldritch Hater on Vetra, so damage it versus Eldritch. I can take that or leave it.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension.
Anyone in the
are
stagecoach?
tenuously thin here.
Okay, I think there's a few people in there we need to grab. So I need to look around at what we can get. Gonna get rid of Compulsive there, because that's really bad. Hush needs to get rid of Bad Humors. And I'm sure there's a few other things somewhere to get rid of. That's a winner right there. So the one Ironclad we have right now has Necromania, so if I do want to go forward with Ironclads, I probably need to get rid of that. That's the winner. So we'll do that. Nomad Wagon, nothing Actually, yeah, I want the Serrated Jaws for the bleed chance. We'll take that. Gonna get these guys out so I can sort properly. And sort by class. That's what I want. So there was a Ripperkin, and there is another Half-Foot in there. I believe all of our Half-Foots at least had died. So, yep, we need them both. So let's get rid of one of the prefects, and we will get rid of a Omen Seeker for now, and hire both of them, because we have slots for both. And we'll continue leveling people up from here. Now that being said, I think there's only bosses in the Weald left on Apprentice unless I go to the Farmstead or the Courtyard, which I may have to do. I don't really want to do, but I may have to do going forward because the whole Crimson Curse fiasco. So, we'll have to see. There's also no trinket I want, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is just do a very quick run into the Farmstead itself, just to get more of the shards here. So let's see what we can throw together, because there's quite a few trinkets I would like to have. So we're going to see how a marking team works today. I don't have high hopes for it, because every time I've used the Martial Saint, things have gone very, very, very poorly. But we'll see how it works. So the main thing, Axolotl the Foreigner here, main thing we're going to be doing is Skewer. The reason that there is 2 of the plus 50 versus marked there is because of some issues with the, I guess it's not the beta branch anymore, but this 64-bit version, which Red Hook, I believe, is looking into and should be fixed, or they're working on fixing it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not sure if it'll be fixed by the time this episode goes live, but they are looking into it. It's only 50% damage versus marked. It doesn't, double the damage. So she will do extra damage versus anything that is marked. And then we have Grudge that marks the target plus damage or plus crits received versus them and minuses their dodge depending upon what I want to mark. This will be one of the marks I use. Otherwise we have Breach to minus protection, Break Guard, Disable Guard, Armor Piercing, or just lower their speed with Soar and knock them back. Kind of like Uppercut from the Bounty Hunter here, who's going to have Collect, Mark for Death, lowering protection, and buffing his speed, so depending upon what I want to do. This is another mark. We will have Uppercut and otherwise Caltrops. Actually, no, not Caltrops. Come Hither. Silent the Musketeer is going to have Aimed Shot, doing extra damage, accuracy, and crit versus anything that's marked. This is yet another Musketeer rework, so that's why it's not the Arbalist mirror, essentially. We're going to have Buckshot just to do AoE, Armor Piercing, all that jazz. Piercing Round to have +1 damage and Armor Piercing. And then Skeet Shot to mark a target, bypass stealth, enemy party de-stealth. And then the Martial Saint, also I realized I forgot to do Trinkets, so we'll do that in just a second. He's going to have Azure Dragon Claw, so plus damage against anything above 80% health, plus 50% damage versus marked, and then Azure Dragon's Ascension, so he's going to do more damage against anything that's further back in the rows, and he will have a higher crit modifier the further back he is in the row. So this does more if he is in row 4 against row 4, and does less if he's in rank 1 against rank 1, essentially. It also does extra crit and damage versus marked, and on kill, buffs the party for 1 speed and 5 accuracy for 2 combats up to twice per combat. We'll also have Feign Retreat to give him a riposte and put him back in rank 3 for when Azure Dragon's Ascension is off cooldown, has a 2-round cooldown, and before the wine is cool to mark target, lowering their speed and plus crits received. Once again, another mark just depending upon what I want to use. And like I said, the trinkets, just because I forgot them, Axolotl is going to have the Observant Grip. It's her Crimson Courtyard trinket. She'll ignore Stealth, which is kind of prevalent here in Farmstead Plus 11 crit versus anything that's marked, and get plus 8 stress when any attack she has misses. Then Dodge Stone, just give her a little extra dodge, plus 6. Tardif, gonna have the Agility Talent, plus 1 speed, plus 5 dodge, and the Ancestors map to get plus Scouting and plus Trap Disarm, just because I would like to have some Scouting. Silent, Archer's Bracer, plus 1 damage on all ranged skills. That means if I have Buckshot, hit all 3 targets get plus 1 damage, otherwise plus 1 damage on aim shot. And then Archer's Ring, just because Buckshot doesn't have the best accuracy, or just bigger accuracy with aim shot. And Ganyu here kind of went all in on crit, so Hot Wine has plus 8 accuracy on monster kill, buff others so Hot Wine has plus 8 crit on monster kill, buff others for 5 accuracy. And then Solar Bracer, just because everything in here is going to be always active, so plus 1 speed if torch above 75, plus 5 crit if torch above 75. Those will always be active because always at 100 torch. So let's see what we get into. I'm going to bring all the food just because, once again, the healing thing, that's the only way we're going to be healing. Skeleton keys to get into the drawers. Not sure we're going to need the torches, but those will be accuracy for us. And Laudanum, just so I can get the shards. Yes, hi Bear. I know you're here, sweetheart. And then I forgot shovels. That was almost bad. Probably only... No, we'll go 3 to be safe. And then they can bleed us, so we're going to take bandages. I think that calls it good. Alright, let's see where we're going. Down first. Doesn't matter who we interact with. Take gold, anti-venom. Okay, bye Bear. And key for this, that's why we brought him. Keeps trying to give me those books of intuition. Not sure why they're trying to put the food in those though. It's a very odd spot for the food. I know it says like cupboard or something, but that's more like a dresser drawer. 60% of room battle, so we're going to go up to the right first. And then we'll go all the south ones. And we got a curio with comet shards. Alright, so come hither. Let's hit the Taskmaster just because I don't like them.
Ringing ears, blurred vision, the end approaches.
Silent can pelt them, and they got 4 health. Okay. Then Grudge onto Crofter. Yikes, that dodge stone is not helping me out. Azure Dragon's Ascension. Let's take out the Crofter. And that did not work. I was hoping for that crit. It was in row 3, so we had a decent chance. Yet another quirk I didn't take out. Alright, this can hit rows 1 and 2, so that takes out Taskmaster. Skewer can hit 3, and then Silent can hit 4. Okay, so pull Scarecrow. Skewer, hit Taskmaster, or not. There goes the plan. Aimed shot. You know what? We'll just hit the Taskmaster because he had a turn. Then we'll do Azure Dragon Claw onto Scarecrow.
Obliterated.
Come hither on Crofter. Skewer Crofter.
Destroy.
That one hit. Anti-venom, so we stop taking damage. Skeet shot to mark Frozen Crofter. Then we can Azure Dragon Claw it. Alright, let's end this. Skewer.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
Ooh. Lots of stuff. So, few jades, few comet shards, busts, emerald, and then a worry stone, which is kind of bleh. 5 more comet shards from the little barrel there, and we'll go up. Just gonna let the people have the stress. Now that trap, however, 35%
in this place.
for random attack, we're not gonna let that happen. Now what I should have done is healed with food because of all the food we have. Yeah, that one was a mistake. Can I take out one of the vines? If I would have hit, probably. There we go. Because I get 2 actions around. Alright, no, you know what? Skeet shot, vine. We're going to make sure it goes down. Then Azure Dragon's Ascension, crit and damage versus marked, 7 to 15 damage.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Now we have few buffs for 2 battles. Skeet shot chicken. I want chicken gone. Skewer the chicken.
Annihilated.
Maybe we'll make brunch out of it. And then if we just hit the croc. Oh. Oh. Hey, Cerebral. There's a blue string, but also, oh. I've made a grave mistake. Before the wine is cooled. Why does this thing have 70 health? Mekhrub first? Or do I need to go at this guy first? I don't know if he's gonna make more of these. I don't remember. Yeah, the Mekhrub. We'll go for them. They all get actions this turn too. This is bad. Damage, speed, dodge for 3 rounds. I think this is a wipe. Tardif, come on, come on, come on. Hopeless shite.
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope.
Okay, it's only 9 damage. Could be worse. Take out Mekhrub, please. Thank you.
Eradicated.
So luckily, these 2 I know can't spawn more monsters. It's just this, the Otek, that I can't remember. We're gonna skeet shot the other Mekhrub. Marking him. Skewering. We're also gonna use the torch for the accuracy. Skewer the Mekhrub. They really want go on you. Okay, this is almost off of cooldown, so what we're gonna do is feign retreat for the riposte. Debuff the Otek. And they're buffing him again. I do need the ads down. Ouchie. Oh, the stun. Ouchie. Skeet shot on the Aphir just so it can stop buffing. Skewer onto a Mekhrub again. Mekhrub down. Hoping we can get the Aphir. Azure Dragon's Ascension does 6 to 13. It has a high crit rate, so that's what I'm aiming for here.
Back to the pit.
Didn't crit, but we still got top damage. Riposte.
Unbalanced.
Riposte. Now we need to dig through 70 damage here. Marking him plus minus dodge plus damage received. Tardif has minus protection on his, so I think that's actually what I'm going to go for. And then I can do breach, lowering its protection. I can't aim shot either. So we're going to skeet shot, because that ups crits received. Azure Dragon Claw for now.
The ground quakes.
Tardif can do what you can. Seems to lost some protection there. Oh, every time I bring out the Martial Saint, he dies, and I thought I was doing good that time. And then we were just run into this guy. Alright, piercing round, buckshot. Into skewer, and it's down.
Nation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Be wary.
Alright.
Precipitates a dizzying fall.
There's some food out of the way, taking my trinkets back. Facade of the Formless, the most exotic material ever conceived by the Kvarotz before their downfall, fetches a hefty price, I'll say. 4,500 gold. Take my key. Then the jades and the money. And I need to complete more battle rooms. Probably only need like one more battle room. Don't need the claw amulet, screw it.
Staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright, what do we get from bag? Money. Money is what we get from bag, sure. Probably should have just done that before, but fine. Okay, not a bad fight, not a bad fight. Get rid of Feeble Vine. Just shoot it, it's gone. I marked... You know, I don't even need to mark the Sleeper's Messenger. I thought I didn't need to, but let's just get rid of it. And of course we miss. Buckshot takes rid of it on next turn.
Gnawing uncertainty, the birthplace of dread.
I'm kind of surprised that we might actually have a heart attack on Tardif there. We're going to grudge on the Crofter just so we can take it down later. Piercing round into buckshot just for the extra damage onto the Crofter.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And Tardif here can mark the Crofter. Oh, he has the random attack chance, that's why it went at the other one.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
That's fine. Alright, so Skewer on Frozen Crofter. Anti-Venom to get rid of Blight. Going to Ladonum to get rid of the Horror. Hit Frozen Crofter. Doing the same on Silent. Aimed Shot to get rid of Normal Crofter, which we didn't, unfortunate. And it thawed and got a full heal. I thought we would get through that.
Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Okay. So, if Axolotl and Tardif take out this crofter, I can 100% take out the other crofter
More
with
ashes,
silent.
more disappointment.
Yep, that's how this goes. Buckshot does enough damage to both of them. Take what I can. Give me my map.
This momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Take the jades over the shovel. Take the sandals over this. I doubt I'm gonna need to go any further, but we'll heal. And we don't need to go further. Good, good. Now, Ladonum this. Take the rusted harpoon, which is good for the stuff in the Sunward Isles. Take... You know what, we're just gonna leave that. Actually, it sells for more than the Book of Intuition. And we'll be on our merry way. That went south really quick because of... That threw me for a loop. I did not think I would be running into this thing. The Otek, I think it was. Oh man. Okay, weak grip on life on silent. Lycophobia on axolotl. Hard-skinned on silent. And,
All the
much needed
pale in comparison to that final
meditation there.
thing.
Go ahead, axolotl. You deserve it.
Nor could I look away.
We need a new bounty hunter.
The thrill of the hunt. The promise of payment.
And I think it's safe to say that the Martial Saint is cursed. Every single run I've taken them on, they get killed for one reason or another, and I thought I was doing really well that time. But I think that's going to be it for this time. We might go fight the Wizened Hag for that bent blade that I want next time. We'll see. So that's a pretty good trinket, and it'll get us a little bit further, and we'll go from there. So that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please, have a good one.